Italian Spider-Man. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Popcorn Watchlist podcast, where we sit around and talk about our latest favorites on movies and TV. I am your host, Xavier, and we're back in studio with the gang. Anthony over here to my left.
How's it going?
Got Danny on the other side of the couch.
What's up?
And his little corner over there is Zach.
Hi.
That's very formal.
Hi. Hello. Hey.
So we are here today, pretty excited. I know Danny has something interesting to regale us with our recently watched, and we're going to get our thoughts on what I can say is the latest installment in a line of Christmas classics. Let's just say that. But Danny, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so I got one recently watched that I want to mention that I didn't get to last week, but it's a movie called 12 Kilometers.
12 Kilometers. Why does that sound familiar?
Is that a water movie?
No.
The what?
Is that anything to do with going underwater?
No.
Okay.
So this is a horror movie that maybe you guys have seen on Instagram where
the name is familiar, but I can't
Now I remember.
remember.
I'll let him explain.
You have to send this director your 3 favorite horror movies.
Oh, yes, the password.
Yeah.
Before you give us your thoughts on 12 Kilometers, what were the 3 movies that you sent over to him? That's what I wanted to know.
So I was going to send 3 movies to him, but then the day that I was going to do it, he released a podcast, and in the podcast, he released the password to go watch the movie, essentially.
Aww.
So I just listened to the podcast, and he explained like certain things on like how he came up with it, and kind of went through it, and got the password, and then went to go watch it. But
what were you going to pick? This is the
Yeah,
ultimate
I was
question.
going to ask you, like, what were you going to pick?
Okay, so I was gonna choose The Shining.
Okay. Go to standard.
Maybe The Conjuring. I like The Conjuring universe.
He would have been like, nah, that's too pedestrian. But no, okay.
And then I was gonna maybe choose one from this year. So probably the 2022 one that I liked the most horror-wise was Smile.
Oh, okay.
Smile was pretty good.
All right. Not the
Not bodies.
I didn't see that one.
Man or X.
Haven't seen that one either.
No. Or
But
Barbarian.
I saw Barbarian. Barbarian was pretty good.
There you go.
Also the Black Phone. Black Phone
And
was
Black
good.
Phone.
But
yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if you could say Black Phone is horror, but it does have like...
Black Phone is horror. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah?
Ethan
Okay.
Hawke alone is embodying some really creepy stuff. There's some supernatural stuff going on.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've mentioned it. I forget where it's streaming now, but
Peacock.
Peacock, yeah. Watch Black Phone. It's very good.
That one was really solid.
All right, good picks. So now your thoughts on 12 Kilometers. What do you think?
It's a weird movie. It's 28 minutes long, so it's like a short film. And it's all in Russian.
All right. So subtitles?
Yeah. But essentially it's so scientist and a team is drilling a hole 12 kilometers into Earth, and things happen.
Things happen
Don't do
as
that.
they are wont to do.
So it's the core.
No.
Oh. It's
Gotta
the
get that
prequel. The
unobtainium.
prequel to the core.
Use that unobtainium.
But it's definitely a horror type movie because it has some like horror elements, and obviously not like just a lot of things do happen that I won't get into, but the cinematography and directing was good. I just feel like it was 28 minutes, but there was just like nothing.
Not
the
much
end.
happened.
Yeah, like not much happened, or maybe not much was explained. Although that could add towards like the mystery of the horror, but I just feel like they could have spent more time explaining certain things. But I think you should watch it just to get your thoughts on it. You can watch it for free if you find his password of the week. He changes the password every week.
Ooh, that's how he did it.
So,
He's like, he slipped, so I'm gonna go get him.
yep. So definitely check it out. Let me know what you think, and maybe we could talk about it once you see it.
Okay, cool.
If you like horror, definitely give it a shot.
I'm gonna have to give him my 3 favorite horror movies, and then he'll like decline.
yeah,
He'll be like, not good enough.
Nope.
Anthony's gonna be
Not
like,
good enough.
Evil Dead 2. Just,
The Babadook.
there you
I still
go.
gotta watch
And
The
It
Babadook.
Follows.
No, I didn't like it. Follow.
You didn't like It
It
Follows?
was okay. It was okay.
I thought I like the concept of It Follows. But following that, cool, man.
Fire in the Sky.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to think if he considers that horror and he'd be like, "Oh, you don't like alien stuff,"
And then
Yeah.
I would say The Impossible. So
and he's just like, "What? Oh, you have
Well-
trauma. You have water trauma, sir."
I think in his Instagram, because I gave him a follow. In his Instagram, he posted like what his favorite horror movie or one of his favorite horror movies are, and it was Alien.
Nice.
Nice.
What is the director's name for people who aren't aware?
It is Mike, and his last name is Pecci, Pecci.
Okay, I'm gonna say Pecci, but he may correct us. My apologies, Mr. Mike. But also we agree that Alien is an amazing type of horror film. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, we have mentioned it before, but if I would have to pick a list for sure, one would have to be John Carpenter's The Thing.
You mentioned the thing
Yeah.
a lot in
I would-
one of
yeah.
our previous episodes.
I would say
Nasty.
Evil Dead 2
Nasty.
because it's like horror, but it's really goofy. I love the goofiness of it. Because again, I'm not a big horror fan, but and then I'd pick something from this year. It would be a toss up between Barbarian or Black Phone. I really dug Black Phone a lot.
Yeah.
So if he hears
Cool.
this podcast, he just heard you say that you're not a horror fan.
Yeah,
So
I'm
he-
not a horror fan,
he
but
may
here
not-
are my favorites for being a non-horror fan.
He may not give you the password.
All right, that's fair. Whatever.
I mean, for not being a horror fan, you've
John
definitely
Carpenter's The Thing.
gotten to see.
Yeah, those are good movies.
It's really good.
For not being a horror fan, you've definitely seen a good amount of horror movies this year.
I
Like,
saw
all the
quite
releases
a
almost.
lot of horror. That's true. But yeah, man. Before we pivot on over, anybody else got a chance to recently watch? Zach, any headway on that Star Trek journey, that Odyssey that you're trying to do?
No, still haven't. I haven't watched a lot of stuff actually in the last little bit. I mean, just whatever movies we've gone to go watch, and then that's it.
Okay.
That's really it. So just the one movie that we'll get into, but other than that, no.
All right. Yeah.
I've been preoccupied with just taking care of other stuff.
taking
A lot
care
of-
of
lot of-
business.
A lot of gaming.
Oh. He says gaming, but he's just on his phone. Like a,
You were playing.
That's like 10% true.
What game were you playing?
No, just some
A classic
Formula One. No,
Halo.
not just
Formula
F1.
One.
Nice.
He's still playing a Formula. Okay. All right.
It's whatever. It's a good
You
game.
hated this version though. You're like you don't like this
Nah,
version.
he's playing the 2018.
18.
Yeah, I'm playing 2018.
Okay.
The definitive version.
Oh my god.
All right. We're moving on to something way cooler.
I ended up finishing. What
Go ahead,
do you
Anthony.
call it? I almost said the Glass Castle.
The
The White
Black
Lotus.
Flower. No, White Lotus. There you go.
was the
Season 2.
finale. Yeah, yeah. I liked it better than season 1.
Ooh.
Still a weird show, but yeah, I felt I don't know, the story structure was a little better. You got to know more of the characters better than in season 1. The last episode was very weird. It ended
Oh, weird.
kind
Okay.
of not weird, just yeah. He made because the same guy directs and writes all the episodes, so he made an interesting choice. Let's just say without spoiling anything for the end of the season.
Interesting choice.
But it was yeah, it was fun. It was good. But again, I mean, if the first season got nominated for best limited series, I'm sure this one will too.
I mean, yeah. We'll go into future episode. We'll go into the Golden Globe nominations that went out, and White Lotus is on that for limited series.
Season 2 or 1?
Yeah, season 2.
Okay.
Yeah, you think people like some of the cast of season 2 is nominated. If I'm not
The
mistaken.
cinematography is amazing.
Well, yeah, they're in Italy.
Yeah, it's
Like,
awesome.
Purdy.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, cool. It's pivoting into cinematography. As of today's recording, we got a pretty awesome and long-awaited trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. What'd you guys think?
Part 1, right?
Part one. Yeah, because then it's the second one is Beyond the Spider-Verse.
It looks like it's going to be a crazy movie with the amount of Spider-Man characters they show in that trailer.
Yeah, there's quite a lot.
Spider-Man's is
The first one was top notch. Like
The best Spider-Man movie of all time.
Yeah, it won the Oscar for Best Animated Film.
it's a
Is it
shame
really
that
so?
not many people went to go see it in theaters.
That's weird to me.
Yeah, didn't make that much money.
I saw it in
Really?
theaters, and
Yeah.
everybody in
Wow.
that theater was
Didn't make that
wow.
much money.
But it's looking like part 2 is going to really take things up to just a whole multiplicity. Your boy Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara, 2099. That's going to be a lot of fun. But it's, again, like there's just, like I'm trying not to hyper analyze it and watch it too much because I don't want to just start picking out everything and start trying to like jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
But
I already saw some videos where like people were reacting to it and they went frame by frame because
Yeah,
it's a
like
very
an Easter egg.
There's
yeah, it's a
There's
very
a
quick
lot.
moving trailer, and there's one scene alone where it just shows I don't know how many, maybe 100 different spider people.
yeah, they're
it's
all
pretty
uniquely
nuts.
animated. They're all different versions. Like you had like the manga version.
They for sure had the PS4 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep, that was really cool. And I think
they have a Spider Cop.
Spider Cop. Yes, I'm wondering. I don't remember because it's too like in it. But you think if they have PS4 Spider-Man that Yuri Lowenthal will do a quick like voice snippet?
I would
I'd hope so.
I would hope so. I mean, I think they got whoever they brought or whoever they drew. I'm pretty sure they got that voice actor. So I hope if they have Spectacular in there,
I'm hoping for
get who is it, Josh Keaton?
yeah, I'm hoping for a Japanese Spider-Man. The
Possibly.
the emissary of hell Spider-Man. Dude, they're-
Maybe Italian Spider-Man.
dude, that's just the fat dude with a Spider-Man costume and a shotgun.
Oh my god!
Great. Italian Spider-Man.
Which kind of Italian?
Italian Spider-Man. Speaking of the tokusatsu like Spider-Man, there is a really cool like Marvel series. I forget the exact name of it, but it's on Disney Plus, and the first episode talks about how Stan Lee saw the kind of like Sentai like Rangers kind of Power Rangers thing, and like, oh, they want to put that for Spider-Man. Like, let's do it. Like, that looks so cool. And everybody's like, Stanley, you're nuts. Like, what is that? He's like, shut up. This is my thing. We're gonna do it. And it got to be hella popular. So it's a really cool, like I think 40 something minutes into like the whole profile of how Spider-Man in Japan is so different. It ends up being like a almost Power Ranger show where he has a mech. Yeah, he has a whole mecha. It's called Leopardon. Like it's and like his catchphrase that he's like the emissary of hell. But they had like pretty cool practical like climbing effects where he's like climbing up stuff and
Oh, the really janky looking.
yeah, like he's like in a
Yeah.
weird suit. He's like fighting some weird lady and like apparently it's like he gets Spider-Man powers from some alien. It's weird, but
What
it's
did
really
I think
cool.
that was a movie, not a show?
Oh, it's totally a
It's
show.
a show. Okay.
Yeah, totally a show. I mean, so yeah, the little snippet of what we got, I think, is getting everybody hyped up and excited. You know for sure people are gonna flood to the theater for this one. Like Anthony said,
Yeah, I
like,
hope so.
you know, didn't make as much money as expected. This is going to, with all the clout the original first one got, you know, it's going to.
Yeah, and I think after it did its theater run, I think when it hit Netflix, I think that's when a lot of people finally got to see it. So yeah, hopefully from all the people that saw it in 2018, because it came out 2018, which is pretty nuts.
I'm surprised it came out that long.
Well, it was like December
Yeah.
2018. But yeah, and this one's coming out in June, so 6 more months.
6 more months.
I'm
man.
hype. I'm hype. It still looks just as frenetic and crazy as the first one, so I'm hype.
Yeah, I think we're all generally hyped. Like he's got the tone in, but no, like it's generally hyped. It's gonna be exciting.
hype.
I mean, you could never have too much Spider-Man.
You can't ever. Well,
We'll see. Maybe this one will be
Well-
like, maybe there are too many.
maybe it's too much. We found the limit. The limit does not exist. No, the limit exists. Cool guys. All right, so good kind of a pulse on that. We'll see if we get anything else as we get closer to it was June it comes out, right?
Yeah.
Or May?
No,
No,
June.
Yeah, June 23. 2023.
Too far. Okay, cool guys.
It's gonna be a good summer for movies for sure.
Oh yeah, and for sure. All right, so but summer's that far away. Right now we're just about to hit winter. We are in the holiday season, and a little movie by Universal Pictures finally came out. Movie I've been dying to see, and I finally got a chance to see it. Anthony actually had saw it before, and it was so good he had to see it twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so what we are talking about is Violent Night, starring David Harbour as Santa Claus. Man, that movie was everything I wanted it to be, and more. Like, I didn't think it was going to be so centered in on just keeping that Christmas spirit and that kind of like Christmas energy. Like, I don't know how else you guys felt about that, but it, like, with all the carnage and violence and mayhem, like the whole core and essence of Christmas like was still a part of that movie and like a central point. It was so cool. Like the found that they were able to balance those tones really well.
Like they definitely made it work. And going in, you're thinking like, oh, it's just gonna be like a slaughter, like kill movie. But they actually got like the sentimental parts right. They got all the different emotions right, and some good kills.
Dude, the choreography, the fight sequences had some pretty good choreography. I'm not gonna lie. Like the basement playroom whole set thing was really good. It was really smart with the pool cues. There's some.
Are we doing spoiler or spoiler free review?
I was gonna try to make it spoiler free, but if you're watching and listening, we will put a minor spoiler review because we may go into some details on some of the fight sequences and some of the kills and major plot points. But I mean, I'll do my best to avoid major stuff, but it was really good. Like spoiler. No, I don't have the cool voice. I don't have the sexy spoiler voice. No, you have to announce spoiler. You can't do a whisper because
Okay.
if you do a whisper, they're gonna be like, wait, what's going on here?
Spoiler.
Yeah, just like that. All right, so we're about, if you're getting into the point here, from this point on, we will mention some minor spoilers. I won't, but these other guys may go full range. But all right, let the floodgates open.
The backstory.
The backstory.
That was the best part. We want more of that.
There used to be
There
a
used to be
second
a
movie.
prequel.
Santa's backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Like a prequel spin-off TV show.
I needed that for a year. Again, minor spoilers. The year in which I got The Northman, and we got another season of The Last Kingdom. I'm pretty Vikinged out. Also, God of War Ragnarok came out, so I'm pretty all up.
And Thor.
Yeah, and Thor: Love and Thunder. So there's a lot of Viking stuff going on. So
I mean, when that first scene came on, showing like the backstory,
his beard, dude,
yeah,
like was massive.
I looked at X and I'm like, the Northman?
Yeah, it's like we're here, and like he just saw this like really massive grin on my face. I'm like, this is amazing. Oh man, yeah, and you see like because there's a point where he gets into a little scrap, and Santa realizes, holy crap, I'm bleeding. So he starts stitching himself up, and you see all these Nordic tattoos. I was like, these Nordic Germanic tattoos, it makes sense with Sinterklaas.
He has a snowflake tattoo.
That's what I told Zach. I was like, is that a snowflake?
Yes, it is. And so it's cool because then he ends up getting on the radio and gets into the same channel as little Trudy, the little girl who ran away from the kidnappers. Which is really funny because they ran away and they're like, nah, we're not going to mess with that kid because,
Who cares?
it's just a kid. Like they underestimated the kid, but not a guy pretending to who they think is pretending to be Santa Claus. Just like as John Leguizamo's character, Mr. Scrooge, is saying, is like he's there's a gopher. Like we got a gopher in here. I was like, oh, that's a cool code name. But he's just he took out two guys, and some pretty wild stuff. But yeah, man, Nikuman the Red. What a badass name.
I was trying to remember. I was trying to look
Crusher.
up what his
Skull Crusher. His
name was.
He was a surgeon with that thing. Yeah, his name was Nikuman the Red. I was listening to the soundtrack because this is the one thing. The one thing that Anthony mentioned. He's like, dude, the licensed music. He's like, dude, the music in general. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? Is it the orchestration, the license music. And he just goes, yes, like
Everything. Yes.
everything is good, and it was perfect. Like the "Donde Está Santa Claus" song for that fight sequence. Again, like you have like the kind of like like an orchestrated like version of Silent Night playing around, even though I obviously know the movie's called Violent Night. Like Santa's straight up magic in this movie. Like he does this little like wink and nose trick, and he goes up chimneys. He's got a bottomless bag of toys and gifts. He has his reindeer that are legitimate flying reindeer. That's just, it's taken at face value that this is indeed the Santa Claus. It's awesome. Like it's cool that there's like, and then like Danny said, like there's backstory where that this man was a brutal Viking raider. Who he mentioned it. He's like, oh, I knew everything it was about greed and the bad stuff about humanity, and now he's like trying to foster the goodness. And he's a little bit of a crisis of faith, and then little Trudy's here to help him kind of see the light in this violent night. See that? I rhymed.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah. So dude. Okay, and there were still like Christmas puns thrown everywhere. My
all
favorite,
over the place.
my favorite was the kind of like the Scandinavian dude. He's like, you Americans love Christmas, but my favorite holiday is, and in my mind I'm like, please say it, Boxing Day, and he just cocks a left hand and knocks this guy out.
But he didn't even do it fast.
He was like,
he
it's
wound
coming.
up and then
The security guy in the chair is just like, the hell is he doing? And then just gets clocked out. Like he was out for the whole movie. Like they didn't even like double tap him to make sure he was dead. Like
he probably died from that
like
punch.
that punch. I mean, it was the windup was so long you'd think he's dead. But yeah, these guys roll up on basically the big matriarch of this major, like, I guess it's like it's insinuated that she's like because she was on the phone with a senator. So she's probably a big like military contractor, somebody who makes a lot of money with those type of government deals. And it's funny because that matriarch is played by Beverly D'Angelo. And I was telling Danny and Zach, I was like, oh, like, this is National Lampoon. Like, she was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
She's the mom and all the
She's the mom. Mm. And so it's cool her being like the grandmother and kind of like this like stone cold badass. And Vincent Cassell plays the sort of estranged prodigal son in a certain way, where like he's trying to break away from the family. He has an estranged wife right now. They're kind of like in the middle of a separation. They have their daughter Trudy, who is the one who believes in the Christmas spirit and Christmas magic. And then what's really funny is you have his sister, Jason. Alex Hassell plays Jason Lightstone. So Alva is played by Edie Patterson. If you have ever seen The Righteous Gemstones, she is amazing in that show. And so there's a lot of like that same energy in her character in this movie, and it's freaking hilarious, especially like with her like really D-list action star like husband.
Their pairing was
awesome.
Was hilarious.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I was thinking, she's like, oh, if she calls him BJ or something, like that's gonna be a throw. Like that's the name of her husband in Righteous Gemstones. I'm just like, dude, this is great. But
the main guy was Alex Hassel.
Yeah.
Not Vincent.
I said Vincent. Did I say? Oh, I said Vincent Hassell. Yeah, it's supposed to be Alex Hassell.
Yeah,
I know him from.
He was in Cowboy Bebop, right?
Yeah, he was. He was vicious in Cowboy Bebop. That's why I got the V stuck, because he was vicious in the Bebop Netflix show. He was
translucent.
Translucent in The Boys.
Nice.
And he's also in the Tragedy of Macbeth that was on Apple TV
That's
Plus.
right, he was in that.
Yeah, he was really good in that. And so like it was cool seeing him play sort of like because I always see him as like this like stone cold, like, like he was an asshole in The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
He was just stone cold in both Bebop and in Tragedy of Macbeth. But then you see him kind of like this like not sure of himself, like really just under his mom's thumb and trying to do his best to get away from all of that. And it was cool to see that. And then the you have your Zoomer like less than Gen Zer like Bertie or Bertrude his full name. It's freaking hilarious.
It's not a real name.
Not a real
Do
name.
better, guys. Like, dude's hilarious.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag
when he's
blessed.
like live streaming.
Oh my god, that was freaking great. So like that was cool to see like the tones of all that, and it was like even the idea of, and so Santa, like as Santa's getting like into fights, he's trying to get stuff out of his bag, and it's just video game. He's like, damn it, stupid games. Anybody want a bat or a sword? And then he whips out. What did he whip out? Was it
A
like
ukulele?
A ukulele? And I think it was like, was it?
That was someone else that whipped out ukulele. It was
oh no, that
Bjorn,
was Bjorn,
or the other guy that was playing out the gifts, and it's like
what is this?
but he pulled out
carries all this stuff?
like a cane or a stick or something.
Yeah.
He pulled out something like that.
It looked like a kid's golf club or something like that.
Because then the guy he was trying to kick his ass.
I'm gonna break your balls, Santa. Yeah.
He used it as like in a cartoon where you grab a cane, you grab someone by the neck. It was kind of like
Oh yeah.
what the other guy used it for.
Yeah, that guy was out of hand. He's like, I'm gonna he had like smaller bits of dialogue, but dude went swung for the fences, so to speak. And then you had that other guy that was like initially like he caught Santa in the room, and he had a date with an icicle. And it's great because the movie frames this like, hey, it's a really big icicle. Somebody's probably gonna get hit with this. It was pretty like, again, like Anthony mentioned before, like, dude, these like the kills or the fight sequences are really creative. Even like there's overt callbacks to Home Alone.
The whole scene was great.
The whole scene was like, I was worried. I'm like, man, how goofy is this gonna be? But they kind of showed exactly what would happen if this happened in real life. Like, people are straight up maimed and deaded. Like, they got deaded. It was great. I don't know, man. Like, it's just that whole movie's awesome.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
What was the
all those puns.
there were so many other puns.
I love the Home Alone like references and Die Hard.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Oh
Die
yeah,
Hard,
Die Hard on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, Die Hard on Blu-ray. The funniest part is, okay, one part is like, Trudy she mentioned like, yeah, I even saw Home Alone. I can make traps. And he's like, yeah, you do that, Trudy. I guess he was like, like, oh, I kid, do
Yeah.
it. She went and did it. Like,
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but
yeah, he's like, I don't know what that is, but do it. Dude, fly paper, like, was legit. And it was cool because Santa, like, you can tell, like he kind of stayed out of stuff. Like, he didn't know how to use a gun, which is cool because he kept it pretty low on the DL in terms of modern tech. But once he got his hold on a sledgehammer, guys, man, that really opened up some doors.
Yeah.
I think
Pretty
literally,
much like the last like 40 minutes of this movie are out of hand.
Brutal.
Yeah, they're pretty out of hand.
remember, kids, an icicle is the perfect murder weapon because it melts and it doesn't leave any trace.
Oh my god.
no evidence.
No evidence. Man, like, and it was just like, and like all the plot beats and stuff like made sense. Like, it wasn't like, it was like the right amount of cheesy. I don't know how else to explain that. Like, it was just perfect. Like, it just did it right. Everything.
It was Die Hard with Santa.
Yeah, it's
It was.
Santa Die Hard.
So
Well,
You got-
I mean, when you say cheesy, like in the sense like it's formulaic or not?
A little bit,
Like-
yeah. Like, cause the formula. Like, you have this thing, and then you have like the one thing that's supposed to happen, and there's a little mini twist, but like
Yeah.
you kind of can see it coming. But then you're like, man, how are they gonna make it work? They totally made it work. There's great like callbacks and like overt like there are things that are referenced in the beginning as kind of like tie-ins to the end. The main villain, surprisingly, like for the most part, I would say is like kind of competent. It's just his goons. Like, some are good, and then some are just like, he had to hire some of the like middle of the toy bin kind of sociopaths and like tryhards. And like the whole reveal when the villain realizes we're dealing with the real Santa Claus again, like it's one of those. It's like, you ruined Christmas for me, like those kind of things. You see it coming, but it's like, this is cool. Like, they're not shying away from it, if that makes any sense. Like, the movie knew what kind of movie it was making, and everybody, especially David Harbour, like just had too much fun. Like, I love
This movie must have been a blast.
I'm sure
to make.
I love
Just
seeing people have
his,
fun.
his like sound effects of just like when he's like eating the cookies, like when he's trying the and he's like homemade.
And like he stuffs them. He's like, yeah, I'm having these for
He just
later.
like stuffs with like
He was
stuffs
there
his
for a
pockets
while.
with candy
And then-
canes.
He gets the milk. He's like, skim.
Skim milk.
Skim milk.
Oh, when he now that you mentioned the candy cane,
Uh-huh.
then he turned that into a
weapon.
Oh yeah,
weapon.
he had it. And you just like it's like in the end of it, so that way it turns into
That was
like
great.
to a,
That
like
was amazing.
That was awesome.
something
Like,
you can puncture with.
Something that every kid does.
yeah, and then
Just
you
they
imagine
don't use it as a weapon.
but you kind
That
of
was
like
brutal.
you kind of imagine it, but then like it was like not. It was like basically uses the shiv. There's a real dude. Okay, the grenade. I won't say the line that cracked me up, but it's in the trailer where there's like a grenade.
Is it? Oh, that sucks.
No, there's just there's the grenade getting stuffed, but not the thing after.
Okay.
But that part, dude, like it was like
That
maybe
part's hilarious.
we had the whole row to ourselves, and maybe there was like only like 2 other parties in the theater, but we were just like having the time of our lives. That part, that dude, I know that sequence. Zach was just like, oh my god, perfect. It's so good. I can't stress it enough. Like
Once it becomes hammer time, it's hammer time.
yeah. They basically like for the most part, those guys could not touch this. Like it was too good. Oh man, and the Home Alone sequence like had some awesome payoff. Because it's like you'd think like that with the overt reference, like the goons would realize like, oh, we're getting Home Alone right now, but like,
Nope.
oh man, like this girl went in. Like I think she really took that to heart. As like, oh, I'm gonna get creative, and like it's not like Kevin McAllister, like the entire house is a booby trap, but it's just like the one section to lead everybody in was perfect. And then like the payoff at the end, and it's of that it was great. I can't stop talking about this movie. It's too good.
I feel like at some points you're like, I don't think it'll get that graphic, or it can't top this, and then because it's like a Christmas movie, but then you're watching it.
It is
you're
a
like,
rated R movie.
and you're like, oh man, they're really going in.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like the ice skates.
Ooh.
I almost forgot about the ice skates.
The
Dude,
star?
he totally just decapitated
The star?
Yeah, dude, the star. I even like I think I looked at Anthony. I was just like, please tell me they're gonna do the thing with the star. They do the thing with the star, and I was like, yes.
But then it gets worse even
keeps
after they do
going.
it.
It's awesome. It just keeps like, oh, there's a
He's like,
smell.
ooh.
He's like,
A lot of
"Ooh,
smoke."
okay, yeah. And then that's when he does his like John McClane, and it's just like, no, this is Santa. Freaking Mr. Scrooge is like, what are you talking about? Like, no, what? And he realizes, damn, like this
He's
guy.
like, I gotta hurry this up because I gotta deliver more presents.
Yeah,
tonight."
like there's more presents, guys.
Is this guy serious?
He's like, this guy's serious right now? He's like, up, yeah, he was. And like his reveal, like, and what's great is like he has the list of just like, oh, who are we dealing with here? And like he knows who's in the house based off the naughty list. That was
cool
awesome.
how they did it.
That was a cool use of the naughty or nice list.
Yeah. I thought the nice list, especially with Trudy, was really awesome. And then like him explaining like everybody's gifts or their wishes, or like, oh, Trudy, you wrote me letters all the time, and you're just like, this is taking it all at face value.
When he goes to the guy, like, oh, you wanted the bike or whatever.
I got you a bike in 82.
82.
How did he know that?
How did he know that's impossible?
You asked for it 50 times.
And then the Scrooge was like, whatever. Every kid asked for a bike.
Yeah, he's like, everybody wants that. It's stupid. And then like the escape method, he's like, well, obviously there's totally a thing there, right? And like you see even him just like,
He's like, I saw it.
yeah,
He's like, I saw him go up the
just
chimney.
went up the chimney, and like he's like this. The main big bad is having his like moment of just the hell is happening. Again, like if I were to like really describe the movie, yeah, it's like a like Die Hard with a mix of John Wick once the sledgehammer comes into play, with a bit of little bit tiny bits of Home Alone
During Christmas.
Yeah,
with-
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, because you have some people looking for money. Obviously, Anthony will get the reference because the whole thing about Clark's bonus,
Mhm.
and then obviously Beverly D'Angelo. You have I think honestly, like, because of just like how earnest, honest to goodness Christmassy it is, like there's a bit of like Elf in there, just because of just like, there's parts where like, oh, you got to use the belief, you got to believe it, and like even Santa's like, it's Christmas magic, I don't know how it works.
Because people believe in, that.
That is my
that's it.
favorite thing. He's just like, it's Christmas
Christmas
magic,
magic.
even I don't know. I've been alive for so long, but it's Christmas magic.
Because then that line kind of makes me wonder, like, if he's been around for 1100 years, like he's immortal essentially. So did he really die, or did he just like pass out from like?
Yeah, he's immortal in the sense that like he cannot die. Again, spoilers. This is the 38th minute, but there's a point. There's a point where mortality is in question.
Spoilers.
Where it's like, what happens here? Is it just an age thing? It's definitely like, you can see throughout the fight, like he can get battered up and stuff, but he's been alive since at least the 700s or like 780, something.
The 900s.
I just don't think,
or 800s, 900s. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we have to wait for the second one to get more of the backstory. Because they alluded to like, so he was just like a man, a Viking, and then I guess at some point,
like they didn't say why.
Yeah, at some point maybe he met some witch, and maybe the witch gave him powers of Santa Claus. You never know. And
exactly.
That's why he's just like, so I've been immortal ever since then, and I'm doing this thing since then.
And he has, he has a Mrs. Claus. That's there too. And I'm guessing because Vikings, the first legit Viking raid on English soil was on Lindisfarne. It was 793. I know that. I studied history. Sorry. But that was a raid. So it's between from 770s, 780s and beyond, or because of the whole thing. And then obviously Christianity. A friend of mine, after watching the movie, he said Jesus is canon because when like they used the nativity set with Jesus, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Like he apologized to the baby Jesus.
And also when this one dude was running away from him, he goes, "Oh Jesus," and he goes, "No, not quite." And
No,
goes, it's quite. Santa.
Yeah, not quite. It's Santa.
And then he chucks the sledge.
I mean, just
dude, I totally forgot that. He just snipes him with a sledgehammer. Dude, he was a surgeon with that thing.
If you
had 3 heads in one sweep.
If you haven't seen the movie and you just listen to that, you would be like, this movie sounds like trash.
It's not.
But it's perfect.
Not. Absolutely not trash. It is. I'm saying it right now. I'm gonna put it there as a Christmas classic to watch.
Yes,
I'll watch it again for sure. Every Christmas.
It's pretty even with the audience score and the what do you call it, the Rotten
Tomatoes aggregate.
Yeah, it's pretty even. So
what is the score?
If you go by any of those metrics to watch a movie?
No, it's like 70 something, and then like audience score is
like 80 something. Yeah.
So because right now, IMDb 7.1 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes 71 out of 71%. Sorry, and 4 out of 5 for Common Sense Media. Never heard of
that. Okay.
Audience score.
I'll look it up now.
It's 88, I think, something like that.
88. Yes.
Yeah. I know.
Nice.
It's too good.
But yeah,
it's so good.
It's really fun.
Yeah. Like Anthony said,
if you could handle the violence, then it's really fun.
That's one of those where like you're gonna cheer on the violence. I said it before. David Harbour, I want to like it's gonna be like, people know him for Stranger Things. Like I want to be like, hey, you did so well in this movie. Like it's like you can tell like he just like he rode the line like, oh, I'm having fun, but like, oh wait, this is a Christmas movie too. So it's like it's almost like when Zach talked about the Hallmark formula. Like there are certain things you have to have. Or like you have to embody if you're going to be a movie that's very like earnest about Christmas cheer and the Christmas spirit, and he really embodied that. Even with the the over the topness, the Santa is a reformed Viking kind of thing. It's perfect. Like they gave us just enough that we're just like, damn, I want more. Like
I definitely want more. Violent Night 2. Like what is
Violent
Nighter? Called? Yeah, Violent Nighter.
Violent Nighter.
More violenter.
Yeah. And a Happy New Cheer. No, Happy New.
I just read like the synopsis on Rotten Tomatoes, and there's a line that says, "And he's about to show why this Nick is no saint."
Oh God.
That's perfect.
Wait, is that in the
That's someone's IMDb review.
No, like the movie,
actual consensus.
Yeah.
I mean the whatever the
movie info on Rotten
That's the
Tomatoes.
Yuletide logline. Is that what that is?
Yuletide logline. Oh man, I loved also Trudy quotes a line from Home Alone, and I was just like, nice.
Which one?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
That's right.
That was great. And a Happy New Year.
She was so loud in the car.
Yeah, well, because she was having so much. Yeah, she was
just copying the movie.
Yeah, she did the Macaulay Culkin aftershave scream. yeah, man, it's fun. I think she must have seen parts 1 and 2 because she said "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal" because that one's
part 2.
in part 2 with angels with even filthier souls. That's a lie. Cheeks, bony bag, Cliff. I can go on forever, baby.
I believe you, but my Tommy gun don't.
It's weird, Anthony. I have that programmed where it's somebody. If somebody says, "Oh, I believe you," in our mind, we want to
It's just
respond
like,
with,
but my Tommy
"Oh,
gun
my Tommy
don't.
gun don't." Oh, that's great. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10, or one count of 3. Yeah, it's
10.
awesome. That was part 1. He's like 1, 2, 10. Ah! Like, oh man, yeah, dude. It's guys. It's
So, do you
awesome.
guys recommend Violent Night?
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
So, is it
I think one of the best Christmas movies by far.
yeah?
Look at that.
What do you rate it?
8 out of 10.
8 snowflakes.
I would give it an 8.5 because like there's some small nuggets of like true quality in there that's just like, you know,
The music's
no,
too good, man.
Yeah, no lumps of coal at all because again, everything like even I forgot I looked up the composer, but I haven't seen hasn't done too much. I think just other TV shows, but the music arrangement with the licensed songs, the overarching plot with the Lightstone family alongside Santa and the villains kind of like looking for their it's simple, just like in Home Alone and Die Hard, like they're looking for a paycheck and they got a plan and they're trying to make it work, but everything is done so well. Actually, yeah, it's like a mix because of it. It's a mix of Die Hard's 1 and 2 in terms of the villains, based off of stuff that goes on. Die Hard 2 has people on snowmobiles.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really I just more recollection. Pretty cool.
Wait, what were you saying about the composer? That he.
I thought he did TV shows.
No,
last
but
time
I
checked.
mean, he's done a lot of movies that we're familiar with, like Spirited, Bullet Train, The
there it
King's
is.
Man,
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
Peter Rabbit. He did
I've not seen that.
Dominic Lewis. Yeah.
his first film, I guess, it's a short film. It's a How to Train Your Dragon one, actually. Gift of the Night
Oh.
Fury.
Oh, so this is Zach's new favorite
Uh-oh.
composer. That's not Hans Zimmer.
Or Lauren Balfe.
Actually, he did work on a few movies, not as like the main composer, but as like additional music. It says
Yeah,
here.
like he did Spirited, which again, so he had practice doing Christmas music.
All right.
So he did Spirited.
I mean, it just came out too, so he probably did both of them like around the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh snap! He did the music for the DuckTales show. So that
Ooh.
probably means he rearranged. Let me see if he rearranged the moon theme. Yes,
He's doing Baymax. The one
Yeah.
coming on
So
Disney
he did
Plus
it for
too.
the cartoon?
he rearranged the moon. He must have rearranged the moon theme from the NES game.
Awesome.
Fun fact: if for us old school heads, one of the games we played on the original Nintendo was the DuckTales game, where
Back in my day.
basically, yeah, because Scrooge just pogo sticks on a cane, and that game has one of the most like iconic theme songs ever. It's the Moon Level, and they actually incorporated that music into a plot point of the series. It's awesome. Like all of us, like old school like geeks and nerds, like went nuts. It was awesome. But yeah, so Dominic Lewis has a really good portfolio in there. So
mean,
he did Man in the High Castle.
The whole last scene that was pretty much like the boss battle. The music in that was ridiculous. 'Cause
It was
like
so out of hand.
it was like an epic version of Silent Night with other like Christmas songs mixed in, and it was like, and obviously with the like chorus in the background, like
During a final
Spoiler.
showdown.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Dude,
and then you hear like the jingle bells in the background.
Oh man, dude, it's freaking awesome. Like again, everything has the payoff. It's so good.
And that death at the end too was pretty.
Yeah.
That was
That was a
Oh,
way to
man.
end
that
it.
was a good
Dude,
one.
it was
that was a good one.
That was an
ridiculous.
awesome
That was
one.
a brutal one. Yeah.
Yeah, again, like it doesn't skimp on a lot of the gore there. So, I forgot the shredder too in the.
Yeah.
in the barn.
That was another. That was another.
That was another one. I was like, go! Like you see it, you're like, oh, they're gonna use it, and you just like immediate like payoff. Like there weren't like any like wild subversions. Like you knew it was like, oh, they're gonna do this. Yes, let's do it. Like it was just hey, like it's like we know what you want. So it's just like okay, we're gonna give it to you.
They did very well on knowing what we want.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
for sure, go watch it if you
We got what we wanted for
haven't
Christmas.
gotten a chance to.
Basically, yeah, we got what we wanted for Christmas. Oh man, Yeah, guys. So everybody listening, everybody watching, Violent Night. It's still in theaters. I know the whole movie is going to just kind of go like, I don't know if it's gonna get lost in the sauce because of Way of Water coming out, but man, watch it.
Yeah, because it's been out for like a week and a half, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's
Little
gonna
over
be
a week and a
2
half?
weeks. Yeah, it's gonna be 2 weeks.
And this weekend, as we're recording, we have Avatar coming out, and it's gonna.
I mean, it's a different movie, so anybody that doesn't want to see Avatar, they could definitely go see it. But
You can
Even
watch it
th-
on Christmas Day.
even though
Perfect.
Avatar is definitely gonna take over for the next 3 months.
What's the I heard the projected box office the weekend alone is like at least 500 million.
That's
Yep.
not
Holy-
right, dude.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's right.
That
But
sounds
that's
No
the
movie
world
has ever
box
done that.
office.
No movie has ever done that.
Yeah,
not even
but
close,
I think
probably.
because of it, but remember, I forget I think it's worldwide release. Like I think they're including because China might go
Yeah.
see it too. It might.
Oh, they're including worldwide.
I think they're that's
Yeah, that's
I
worldwide.
thought you
worldwide.
meant domestic.
No,
I'm like,
okay.
you're
no,
crazy.
no, 500 and something million worldwide for opening weekend.
Possible. That's very possible. Worldwide is a different story.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, worldwide.
No,
for
I'm
sure.
saying like 500 is very possible worldwide.
Yeah,
But
worldwide
domestic,
opening
that's
weekend.
not happening.
No, domestic's gonna be like what did
The thing
like
is,
200 something.
the thing is, the first one didn't do so hot opening weekend, but it stayed in theaters for months, and then
word of
word of
mouth.
mouth, and people were like, "This is amazing, go watch it."
Yeah,
Go-
just like
Top
just
Gun.
like Violent Night.
Just like Top Gun.
No, I'm kidding. It's just
Top
this
Gun
is-
is
this
still in
is amazing.
theaters.
Yeah,
Is
even
it?
though it's
Yes.
even though
There's
it's
no
You
No,
can
they-
go watch it right now in
There's
theaters.
no way.
Yes.
They
It's
re-released it.
They
They-
re-released.
Yeah.
Paramount was like, "Hey, Avatar's coming out. No, let's re-release our
More-
secret weapon."
Do we want
which
more
is our
money?
main weapon.
Yes, please. That's what they said.
Yeah, dude. Look, there's totally showings like right now. Today there are showings tomorrow.
Oh my
Like right here
God.
in or at least AMC here in South Florida, there are showings
And that movie came out
Nine-
back in
May.
in
End of
May,
May.
May
For Memorial
27th.
Day.
May 27th,
God.
guys.
Oh my head.
Oh my head,
That's
oh
6
my-
months. 6 months later, and it's still.
Yeah.
It's still
They
out
they,
there.
So-
they want to try to beat Avatar so they could be the highest grossing movie of the year,
Yeah.
but it's probably still won't happen.
It's there, but
Of-
anyway.
okay, yeah, of the year
Yeah.
because Avatar is only going to be out, for 2 weeks in 2022.
That's not what they mean though.
But I'm still,
because it's gonna have a lifespan of multiple months.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Avatar will
Way of
hit,
Water is
hit
gonna
a
be-
billion before
There's
the end of the
essentially
first week.
no competition until Ant-Man in February.
Pretty
so they
much.
have like 2.5
and
months.
that's just Disney again raking it all in.
They have about 2.5 months.
Anyway,
I think the movie's going to make at least $1 billion before the end of the year.
in a yeah,
Possible.
taking a whole year. Yeah. Oh, before the end of
No,
the
before-
actual calendar this
yeah,
calendar
like,
year.
before January 1st,
It's a
it'll
bold
probably
statement.
make $1 billion.
Anyway,
Alright.
I
that
feel
movie
it.
is gonna make a lot of money, but
Go watch Violent Night.
Violent Night because that
Violent
needs
Night,
that. I
yes.
want that to make money. I
Yes.
need like at least just
We,
one more.
we need a
sequel.
second one, yeah.
I want more
Violent Nighter.
I want more Skull Crusher. I want some Santa and Mrs. Claus backstory.
Oh,
Be really cool to see how that goes about. But yes, everyone, thank you for listening to our holiday, our gory holiday cheer infused episode of the Popcorn Watch List. Let us know if you went to go watch Violent Night, if you are planning to go see it. If you saw it, afterwards, if you go ahead and listen to it, check us out again on the socials through Instagram and Twitter. Same thing, Popcorn Watch List.
also, we have a giveaway going on our Instagram right now. Just go ahead and follow the rules on the latest post, and we will announce a winner on this Saturday.
That's right, guys. We're doing
Nice.
giveaways now. We're big time.
Do it.
Do it. But thanks for joining.
Thank you, everybody. Go watch Violent Night. That's all I got to say.
Bah humbug. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
You were ready.
You were. You did
That was
it.
good.
Good job. Merry Christmas to all. Wish you all a happy watching.
Good night.
Goodbye.